to drink. The capsule in the bottle, the damsel in a dress. You come to save me from destruction.
Okay. Hello my good people, welcome back to this channel. Thank you for clicking into this video, guys. I'm so happy because we have attained 500 subscribers. Right now we are on the road to 600 subscribers. Guys, it's because of you guys. Thank you so much, guys. Keep subscribing. 500 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. In today's video, this is the continuation of a video, an episode that I started of motherhood episodes. But guys, I think can we give it another name, because we will be sharing a lot of stories. One of the things that I like doing is sharing out stories. Maybe sharing my stories because I believe that they will inspire someone, and I believe that someone might be passing through the same thing, and also someone can learn through what I'll be giving out. So guys, I don't know if we call it like our stories, so that we can also accommodate other people to come, and also we can tell stories. Between me and other people. Because if I say my stories, it will not accommodate other people. But guys, comment down below and let me know what you think. How do we call these episodes? Because this one is for motherhood, but we will be having different stories, not even motherhood only. But guys, in today's video, I don't know if you guys are ready. Just take your cup of coffee, cup of juice, cup of tea, even if it's water, then sit down. Let's get into the story. This is my labor and delivery story, guys, of the twins. If you've not watched my video of motherhood episode 1, which is pregnancy story of the twins, kindly go. I linked it down here. Go and watch it, then come back and watch this one, guys, because this is a continuation video. I don't know if this is because the labor and delivery story for the twins is unlike the one for the boy, because if you have labored and given birth to a boy and a girl, kindly comment down below so that I also know if it's a different experience, because from what I've experienced, I've labored for girls, I've also labored for boy, but I think they are totally different things. They're totally different because the girls are totally different as the boy. But guys, let's leave that story aside. We will have that as a Q&A other time. But let's get into today's video. Now guys, I left the other video where it was the last day of my clinic, guys, and now it's now the second day, the first day after the last day of the clinic. Like it was on a Saturday, guys, and I'm there because remember the day I went for my clinic, the last day, I was told I was in labor. But whom same eyes? I didn't know what labor was. But guys, because when I watch some other people's videos, they say I had researched, I had done what. I didn't research anything. Did I even know how to research, guys? Did I even have the gadgets to research on? Did I even have time to research also? I didn't have any of those things, guys. This is a situation of where you are coming from, the background. I know someone who has passed through a very difficult, hard time, no money, poverty, everything can relate to this story that I'm going to give of my birth and delivery story. It was a natural birth, a normal birth. But guys, let's get into this. Let me give you this story. Then now, it's on a Saturday, and at around 2 p.m., I start laboring at around 2 p.m. Guys, I start laboring at around 2 p.m. This is when I started laboring, and I felt it coming, but actually I was so naive and I didn't know. This is a first-time mom, and mind you, I did not know that I'm carrying twins. I went for my clinics and I was done with my clinics, but I didn't know if I was carrying twins. So here I'm in labor, but actually I don't know if I'm in labor. because I'm just feeling some pains. But I remember there was a time I asked some couple of people, like, how do this labor? But you know, when you've never experienced this thing, even when someone is explaining to you, you don't like connect so that you can know this is what is happening. I felt like I'm naumwa na huku kwa mgongo, but I was like, first time I felt like I wanted to go to the toilet, actually to pee, but after a few minutes it went off, like I didn't hear it again, sikuisikia tena. Then I was like, kama ni hiyo, then it's okay. I remember my mom wasn't at home, but when the labor pains like consisted aditwa, then she came home. Then guys, remember I told you the only people who would help me during my pregnancy, apart from going for the clinic, well, one midwife, a midwife who was around. Like if you've lived in a country, you know the stories of midwives who help people like to deliver and everything. Guys, now by then we did not have money. Even remember, I had been referred to a bigger hospital because actually my belly was a bit big, and these guys had known like I'm carrying twins, and I was like young, so they didn't want to tell me that I'm carrying twins. But mind you, the midwife knew because she used to massage my belly. It's in the other video, everything that I went through. But now guys, it's 2 p.m. and now here we are. I'm laboring, and it's just coming like a little bit small, kidogo kidogo, na inarejea kidogo kidogo. Then mother came, and the first thing that she saw like, huyu yuko kwenye. Then kitambo kuje, it was around 4, I think it was around 4, 5. It was going to like 5 p.m. So when she came, she says, guys, in this video, remember, we don't have money to go to the hospital. And I had been referred. The only thing when we were referred, the only thing was in my mind was I was going to go for the CS, which I was really afraid for. I was really afraid of, and I think my mom also was afraid of. So she told me, let's go to the midwife. So we started the journey going to the midwife. I remember, but guys, there's some things that happen when you're in labor. Like unakuwaga mkali, you would talk nonsense sometimes. You would even cry. You would even say whatever you want to say. You can even beat people. But I remember when she was telling me like tembea tu vizuri, tembea tu pole pole, and I was like, so kuja utembee, because this thing was painful. And sometimes I would walk and niname tu hivi so that I can feel the pain is the pain. I remember when we reached at the midwife uko kwake, niliuliza I think that was her daughter-in-law, na nikamuuliza kwani huyu nyanyako ameenda wapi, and she was like she went to the church. So we waited for her. When she came and she saw me, she was like, you are in labor. But guys, nilikuwa mkali. I don't know if this thing happens to everyone, because my other delivery, my second born, I didn't have anything to say, but the girls was worse. Because guys, this thing ilinuma. That's why I'm saying for the girls, I think it's totally a little bit different with the boys. I labored from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. 2 p.m. to a.m. and there's at any point I sat down. Nilikuwa natembea, like walk this way and this way, and I couldn't sit, because guys, munaelewa tu how labor is. I couldn't sit, guys. I was in labor, and remember, we are not in the hospital. These are midwives who are trained to actually help people. This is way back before, I think after when I delivered, it was a year, then the Linda Mama came. Before, there was no Linda Mama. So I had to labor and to give birth the hard way, guys. One thing I also thank God, but guys, I labored the whole night. I didn't even want to talk to anyone. I was talking to myself. I remember at a point I talked to myself and I was like, Mungu, umenisahau. And my mom and the midwife were like, Mungu hajakusahau. And I told them like, mimi siongei na nyinyi, naongea na Mungu. Guys, it was very painful. It was painful, like, I remember at some point they started saying like when it reaches at around 3, because now at around 3 a.m. you know it's a little bit, and it's up country, it's a little bit like people maybe have started walking, or at around 4 now they would go and look for some money, then we would hire a taxi, then we go to the hospital now, because if I can labor from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's 12 hours, guys. And she kept encouraging me. She kept that's the first time when I had her telling me like, ukitaka kupupu, and I was like, how does she say that one? Who does that? Who does that? So it was hectic. It was hectic, guys, because remember, you are carrying 2, but I personally don't know. With them, they know that I'm carrying the twins. With them, they know, but me, I don't know. I can't remember, but there's no point where the nurses told me that I was carrying twins. One thing I always know, that maybe they were afraid because I was a little bit young. I was younger. I seemed to be so small. I was young, and when it reached the day that my last day for clinic, they referred me to a bigger hospital, which I think maybe they thought they could not handle me, because maybe since I was young, maybe I couldn't push, maybe, I don't know, those are things that just came into my mind after I had been, after a long time, after delivering, then after sometimes when now I was like recalling what was happening, that's what came into my mind. But guys, it's hectic. So I remember I labored, but the only thing, I remember there was a time they were saying like, hey, utaishiwa na nguvu. Guys, there's at a point, they brought me black tea and some rice. I didn't take the black tea and the rice. Actually, I asked them, I told them, I didn't come here like kukula. Sikukuja hapa kukula. And I didn't want like anything. For the 8 hours, I didn't eat anything. Then I remember at around 2:30, it was raining. It was raining at around between 2 to 2:30 is when now I felt like, because she told me if you feel like pushing, she had a car. I don't know, like it's a small place where people can deliver. Because guys, this is a midwife who had been trained, and people used to go there to deliver. And being that we didn't have money, actually we were, you see how people wanasema kama, yani nyinyi muko, is it like you don't have cash like the church mouse? It was the same way, because we were looking into like where we will get money to go to the hospital. When you go to the hospital, the only thing that they will do, guys, they will take me for a CS, and we don't have that cash. Mom was also afraid of signing the CS things, everything like that, and I was also young. And one thing is cash. We didn't have cash. That's why we went for the midwife. That's now, right now, when I'm at this point is when I'm understanding why all this happens, why all this happened back then. But I think right now we've grown health-wise, like in Kenya, but by then we didn't have. I remember it was 1 year, then the Linda Mama thing came. Guys, I labored at around between 2 and 2:30. Now I felt like pushing, because she told me when you feel like pushing. Now, because I had not researched, guys. One thing I was told by my mom before, I was told like whenever you hear like pushing, don't like bring back your legs like this. Whenever you feel like pushing, don't put your legs like this. So because you might like kuumiza kale kichwa mtoto ukifanya hivi, because when now akitoka, it's when now the kid gets to breathe, and you've done this way. So That's the only thing that was in my mind, that she told me, whenever you do this, you will kill your baby. And I was there and I felt like I want to poop. Then when I went and sat where she had prepared for me, and she said, she asked me, and I told her, I feel like I want to choke myself, like I want to push something. So when I pushed, there comes baby number one. Then baby number one is there. I'm totally confused. Guys, there's something I've realized, like the moment you are laboring, then the moment now it reached like you want to give birth, you get to forget that a short period. I don't know why. It's something that God, like Alieka, put in us so that we can forget that a small period. What happened, but I remember the time that I pushed and the first baby came out, and when the first baby came out, I could feel the baby was just like crying down there, and this other one couldn't come out. I labored like for some minutes, if it's not like 10 to 15 minutes, because it was like the first one. Now it's like 10 to 15 minutes because these were one egg which had splitted. So what, after all this, when I asked what I was told is like they couldn't cut the umbilical cord of this one because they had like how do we call it, one placenta. So what they had said is when akikata hii ya huyu mwingine, it would have affected the other one who was still inside, because what they told me is air would have gone from the umbilical cord to the other one. So the baby was crying down there and they were praying. So I was like, why are these guys praying? Why are these guys praying? They were really praying. And actually they had found something to like grab my legs so that I cannot bring back my legs like this. Then after like 10 to 15 minutes, because it was another labor. Guys, these kids come with different labor. Like this one, after this one is out, it's not like, for me, I know maybe someone might be different, like, but for me, it was like, after this one was out, the other one I labored like from 10 to 15 minutes. I can't really recall how many minutes was it, but it was a little bit long. Then I gave birth to the second. When I gave birth to the second, the good thing is they came out very healthy, and they came out with like everything. And she started like cleaning me, akanisafisha. Then the babies were wrapped and everything was done and okay. Then now, guys, now after this, I went. I remember I went to bath. I went to bath. Nikaenda kuoga. Sasa kwenda kuoga, guys, I remember she gave me, I don't know if right now is when I'm realizing that we have a lot, like for a mom, when you give birth you have to be like dungwa dizo mashindano mingi huku. So the only thing that she did, she gave me an injection, but after that I don't know if that was another way of stopping the blood, but I actually bathed with maji baridi, rainwater. So after bath, I came back and I slept. So while sleeping, I could hear from far. After bathing, guys, I would hear from far, like, you know, when you've given birth and you feel like you've been relieved, something have been relieved from you. I would hear from far, like there's one baby is crying, and I would ask this lady, this midwife, like, I can hear one baby crying, what's happening? And she's like, no, you know, she was somewhere where there was a little bit hot and now she's outside. The baby cried. Now at some point she kept quiet and they slept. And at around 6:30, now mom had went back and she brought some clothes for the babies and also for me, and also some tea, to take some tea so that we can go home. Guys, I walked. I could walk. One thing, thank God, is I gave birth with the help of a midwife. whom everyone trusted so much. The help of a midwife, and the baby came out very healthy. We didn't look for like taking them to incubator or anything. They were okay. They were very okay. That's what I thank God for, because I think it was like a miracle, because giving birth to twins, and it's normal, because each and every person always tells me like, I gave birth through CS. For the twins, I gave birth through this and this, but I thank God, because with me, I gave birth normal, guys, and not in the hospital, but with the help of a midwife. With the help of a midwife, I can't even remember if she's still alive, the midwife who helped me. Another thing also, I didn't know if I could give birth just like normal, if they were twins. Another thing also, I was not aware that I was carrying twins, but when the girls came, I was happy, and I thank God because of the midwife, and also because of the babies, because they were healthy. And after 2 weeks, we went to the hospital, and they were weighing very good kgs. But guys, it's not easy having these babies. It's not easy. Now, the next episode is stepping into motherhood with the twins. If you have one kid and the kid is really crying for the first month, now double it. That's the scary part of having twins, and that's the challenge part of having twins. The kids look so good, and yes, that's my labor and delivery story. Stay tuned. Kindly give this video a thumbs up, guys, and let's see each other in the next video. Bye bye.